Hi guys, it's Carlos here at Carlos Coaching Corner once again, and today we are talking about how to coach a team to defend compact. Okay, now I'm just going to put the basics here because obviously there is a lot of more advanced work here, but I'll put the basics and a little bit advanced stuff as well mixed in. So we're just looking at our team here. This is the Blues in 4-4-2 and the Reds in 4-4-2 if you like. Okay, so they've got the Reds. I'm going to coach the Blues, and basically what you've got to look at when you're trying to look into compact defense is, number one, is your players to understand the triggers, meaning basically players' movements in the ball, knowing when they have got to do it. Okay. Now, number two is when, how, who, what they are going to do in order to be able to obviously get into when they're going to do it, how they're going to do it, who's going to do it, what they're going to do, and where they're going to do it. So understand who rules are to do what. Okay, that's absolutely crucial. And then number three is to understand how a team really is going to be able to do that during the whole match, not just the, if you like, 5 or 10 minutes. It's got to be the whole match. And then obviously number four would have to, obviously you'd have to put this into your ethos of your team, so you know your team is going to do that relentlessly, and then that will get stored into your players' minds, and they will do it. When they play, they will do it. Okay, now what I'm going to do here, I'm going to just show you a few things. So the ball's in onto the keeper. They're going to defend nice and compact. So as the ball is transported, what these players will do, they'll shorten the distances. This player comes into almost like, if you like, a 4-5-1. This player comes at obviously half and half, and basically they start really, if you like, creating some sort of compactness and defending, which then what creates is, it creates a very hard sort of, if you like, hard sort of compactness around the midfield area, which is then is very hard to, if you like, to beat. Now what you tend to find is, you tend to see a lot of the times teams defend all the way up to the actually just in front of their 18-yard box, and they basically, what they do, they're quite happy to have teams having the ball just in front of them a little bit, but they defend nice and compact, okay, like central areas. So they'll have two strikers here, they'll probably have the wingers nice and wide, they'll have two midfielders in there, they'll have that player there, and then they'll have the two centre backs kind of like getting the ball and kind of doing what they want to do, distributing the ball itself, and then they'll have the keeper here. Now a lot of teams will be quite happy to do that, so they'll do the screen, the ball will go to the right, they'll screen, they'll come across, and they'll compact all day long that. They'll ball come in there and they'll screen again, the ball goes in there, they'll screen again, and they'll keep nice and compact distances. And then what you tend to find a lot of the times, they even go into a bank of five, who's just a guy just in front, really, if you like, just creating a 5-4-1, if you like, just to create really hard compactness. So it's hard to kind of, if you like, penetrate through with the ball, okay, because obviously they're kind of screening. So the only avenue is to kind of like is overlaps and just play in front, which is they're quite happy to do that. Obviously it's not a problem at all. So the keys here is for you guys to understand is distances are very important. So distances between players. So obviously once, like say, if the ball circulated here and this player goes and that player sort of leaves that gap behind, do you know what I mean? Or this player goes, for instance, there, and this player opens up, and all of a sudden there's a massive gap, and they zip the ball in there. Obviously you've got to be careful with that. So what they're looking for really is make sure the distances are very short between each player. So it's hard to kind of zip the ball in between, so that you're forcing the teams to play wide and back. Okay. Now the principles on defending here is obviously making sure there's a slight pressure on the ball. So the ball goes in there. Obviously there's a little bit of pressure, so it causes teams to kind of then play quick. At the back here is not so much of a danger, but then there they apply a little bit of pressure, just a little bit of pressure, which causes teams to just move the ball. Just move the ball, a bit of pressure, there a little bit of pressure, then you move the ball there, a little bit of pressure, this guy drop off again, then the ball goes past here, then that guy pressures a little bit, okay, then the ball past here, then that guy pressures, this guy drops. So there's almost like, if you like, one goes, one stays, one goes. So it's going like as the ball comes across, as you guys just see. So the ball going in there, he'll press, or he'll press, for instance, as an example, he covers, the ball goes in there, he presses, he drops, the ball goes in there, he presses, he drops, and so forth and so on, okay? So as you guys can see, there'll be a lot of compactors now, which is very hard then to play through. So if you like, there's an 18-yard box there. Imagine I call it another 18-yard box in front. So they literally defend in front of the 18-yard box, and obviously, you know, as you probably say, park the bus or park the autobus if you like, or the jumbo jets if you like, which is even more appropriate, which is even a bigger animal, isn't it? So so this is basically compactness, defending how to defend compact. So I hope you like that, guys. It's Carlos here at Carlos Coaching Corner. Once again, take care of yourselves. Bye now.